I'm Michael Fullerton. This is the first part of a debate between me and Dave Thomas. The debate will deal with which explanation for the Twin Tower collapses on 9/11/2001 is more scientific, the official story or the controlled demolition hypothesis. I would like to thank Mr. Thomas for agreeing to debate me. Very few official story believers have the courage to debate any serious 9/11 skeptic like myself. In my experience, though, to this date, 0 official story believers have been able to maintain a rational, focused, fact-based debate on this topic. Let's hope Mr. Thomas is the exception to the rule. My opening argument in favor of the controlled demolition hypothesis of the Twin Towers is extremely simple. In science, the prevailing explanation for a particular phenomenon must be the simplest explanation available that has the most supporting evidence. Put another way, the superior explanation will best explain the available observations. Observations can be observable facts or the results of experiments. If there are observations which the explanation cannot account for, this shows that the explanation is wrong and must either be discarded or changed to accommodate these observations. The scientific method requires that you first gather evidence and then provide a possible explanation for that evidence. If you create the hypothesis first, without having any observations to back it up, you are doing pseudoscience, not science. If you ignore observations that don't fit your preconceived beliefs, you are doing pseudoscience, not science. The official story of how the towers fell on 9/11 does not have a single, solitary piece of supporting scientific evidence. None at all. The 9/11 Commission report contains no technical information whatsoever. The NIST report on the Twin Tower collapses provides sketchy evidence only for the collapse initiations and not the falls of the Twin Towers themselves. The official story is therefore 100% pseudoscience. We have incontrovertible evidence that a plane hit each tower and caused some structural damage. We have incontrovertible evidence that on impact, both planes released their jet fuel in fireballs, which set each building on fire. This fire would have caused some additional structural damage. There is absolutely no evidence, however, that this damage resulted in the falls of both towers. There is only an entirely unsupported, faith-based belief that this damage caused the fall of the towers. The official story, then, is complete pseudoscience and only supported by pseudoscientists. The rapid fall times and highly symmetric descents of the Twin Towers currently are only explainable by the use of some form of controlled demolition. As such, this constitutes evidence that supports the controlled demolition explanation of the Twin Towers. The entire history of building controlled demolition supports the notion that these buildings could have come down by controlled demolition. There has never, ever been a case where a skyscraper has come down in a similar manner as the Twin Towers without using some form of controlled demolition. Official story believers, then, are making an extraordinary claim despite not having even any ordinary evidence. This shows beyond a shadow of a doubt that the controlled demolition explanation is the most, and in fact only, scientific explanation available for the Twin Tower collapses. To this date, no official 9/11 story believer has ever been able to deal with this extraordinarily simple argument, except by using logical fallacies. Some appeal to some personal trait or circumstance of mine to draw attention away from my argument and towards me personally, ad hominem. Some claim that the fact of controlled demolition of the towers would require too many people and therefore would be unlikely. Appeal to incredulity. What none have ever done is deal directly with my simple argument. Mr. Thomas, the ball is in your court.